Hello, algebra students, seekers of truth. We will look at some translation of verbal phrases into inequalities and also going to solve them. Okay, so let's see. The product of 3 and the sum of 2x and 1 is greater than or equal to the product of -2 and the sum of 3 and x. Okay, so let's start out with this. Product of 3 and the sum. Okay, so product means to multiply. So it means 3 times something. In this case, times a sum. Okay, sum means to add. The sum of what? The sum of 2x and 1. Okay, is greater than. So it's greater than or equal to. The product of -2, so this is -2 times something, times the sum. Okay, and I always like to set up these parentheses with these blanks before I fill them in, the sum of 3 and x. Okay. So we try to extract these verbal phrases and translate them just one clause at a time, one phrase at a time. Okay? And just be very careful, set up the blanks, and then fill in the actual values. And now we can solve, just as we did before. So we're going to distribute 3 times 2x, so that gives us 6x. 3 times 1 is going to give us 3, is greater than or equal to. -2 times 3 is -6, and then -2 times x is -2x. And as before, what I like to do is take all the negative variables and move it to the same side. So I'm going to add -2 to both sides, -2x, excuse me. And that's going to give me 8x plus 3 on the left and -6 on the right. We'll continue this problem over here. Then we're going to subtract 3 from both sides, so that gives me 8x is greater than or equal to -9, and then divide by 8. So x is greater than or equal to -9 over 8. -9 over 8 is -1.125, okay, if you want to convert that to a decimal. But I prefer to actually leave it as a fraction of an improper fraction in this particular case. All right, let's continue and let's work on another problem. Let's see, the product of 3 and the difference. So this is the product of 3 and some difference. Okay. And what is the difference of 2 and 4x? So 2 minus 4x is less than or equal to, so less than or equal to the sum, so an addition problem, of 5x and 7x. 5x, 7x. Okay. All right, let's work through this. Distribute. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times -4x is -12x, is less than or equal to, and I'm going to combine these like terms as well. 5x and 7x is 12x. And then we're going to add 12x to both sides. And we'll finish the problem over here. This gives us 6 is less than or equal to, these 12 and -12x is canceled, 24x. Okay. Divide both sides by 24. We get 6 over 24 is less than or equal to x. And we should always simplify our fraction. 6 over 24 turns out to be 1/4 is less than or equal to x. All right, so there you have it, a couple examples of how to convert and translate from sentences and phrases into inequalities and then solving them.